On this episode of Shower Thoughts, we're going to take a look at 5 budget combos from the new Wilds of Eldraine. If you could please give this video a like, it really helps out the channel. And if you want to find these or other combos, check out CommanderSpellbook.com, the #1 Commander combo search engine on the web. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first combo on the list is Peregrin Confectioner. All you need for this combo is to have Peregrin Took and Experimental Confectioner in play and control at least 3 other food tokens. Activate Peregrin Took by sacrificing 3 food. Confectioner's ability will trigger, creating 3 black rats, and Peregrin's effect will have you create 3 food tokens. Now sacrifice the 3 food again to draw a card, and you repeat this process to draw your entire deck, make near infinite 1/1 rats and near infinite ETBs. As for the combo enhancers, there are some great options. You have Nadir's Nightblade, Disciple of the Vault, and Mirkwood Bats to quickly burn out the table. If you don't want to draw your entire library, you'll need to include other ways to sacrifice food. KCI is great, but not a budget option. So why not try Rapacious Guest, Build a Pony, or Glimmer Baron? You can even turn this food into infinite green mana with Jaheira, Friend of the Forest, and Knight of the Sweet's Revenge. There is one secret piece of tech I'd like you to try, which is Underrealm Lich. Because its ability is a replacement effect, even if you try to draw with no cards in your library, you won't lose the game. And it only costs 4 life to make it indestructible. As for possible commanders, the partner pair of Frodo Adventurous Hobbit and Sam Loyal Attendant were the first that came to mind. This is mostly because they are the Abzan food commanders. But any Golgari or Abzan life game commanders will really do the trick. There's the new Greta Sweet Tooth Scourge, Dina Soulsteeper, and Bilbo Birthday Celebrant. This is also a great combo with Corvold Feycurse King, but he isn't budget and I find it to be pretty boring there. Next is Rowan Exsanguinate combo. All you need is to have Rowan Scion of War, and any other creature that lets you pay life for an effect. I'm going with Wall of Blood here, but Blood Celebrant and Immolating Soul Eater are also great options. You'll also need 2 black mana to pay for Exsanguinate. Now you use Wall of Blood to pay for as much life as possible, usually going down to 1 or 2 life. You'll tap Rowan to reduce the cost of black and red spells by the amount of life you lost this turn. Then you'll cast Exsanguinate for X equal to how much life you lost, and hopefully that'll win you the game. Because this is an instant win combo, it is really hard to improve. The only thing I could think of was to add Platinum Angel or Lich's Tomb to the deck, so you could pay all your life for the Exsanguinate and not lose the game immediately. As for commanders, Rowan's the obvious choice here, since all you need is 2 other cards for the combo. You could also play this in Rakdos Lord of Riots as a way to cheat Eldrazi into play, or Mogis God of the Slaughter Group Slug. The third combo on the list is Hylda of the Opposition combo. For this to work, you'll need Hylda, Opposition, a sack outlet that produces mana such as Ashnod's Altar, and at least 1 mana available. First, tap a creature you control with Opposition to tap a creature your opponent controls. Then you'll pay 1 mana to create a 4/4 elemental with Hylda's ability. Now you tap the elemental token to tap another creature your opponent controls, triggering Hylda's ability again. You now sacrifice the elemental token to Ashnod's Altar for 2 colorless mana. You use 1 of that mana to pay for Hylda's ability to make another elemental token. And now you'll repeat this process until all of your opponent's creatures are tapped down. Intruder Alarm is a great way to improve this combo, especially now that it's budget friendly. Your token entering will untap all creatures, including your opponent's, which means you'll have a target to tap down a creature with Opposition. And Ashnod will net you 1 colorless mana for each iteration of the loop, so you'll be able to generate infinite mana, which leads to infinite tokens and infinite card draw. And because of Opposition, you can tap down all your opponent's lands before you go for the win to prevent them from interacting with it. Obviously, Hylda would be the go-to commander for this combo. You could also try it out in a Derevi deck to clear the way for blockers, or Kroos Defense Contractor to only leave the goad creature untapped. Number 4 is Warehouse Tabby and Screams from Within combo. All you need for this is to have Warehouse Tabby in play, along with a 1 toughness creature, and 3 mana available. You'll cast Screams from Within to enchant the 1/1 creature. When the creature dies, Scream will go into the graveyard, triggering Warehouse Tabby, and creating a 1/1 rat. Then you'll return Screams from the graveyard into play, targeting the new 1/1 rat. It will die, putting Screams back into the graveyard again, triggering Warehouse Tabby, and making another rat. Now you'll repeat this process for infinite ETBs, LTBs, Death triggers, and Constellation triggers. A backup creature to Warehouse Tabby would be Knight of Doves. It's essentially the same thing but in white and makes 1/1 birds instead of rats. There are a ton of great ways to turn this combo into a win. You have aristocrat staples such as Blood Artist, Zulaport Cutthroat, and Bastion of Remembrance. You can also use Grim Guardian to burn out your opponents, Archon of Sun's Grace to give you infinite 2/2 Pegasus, and Cetacean Champion, which will let you draw your entire deck and become a massive threat all on its own. You even have some new options from Wilds of Eldraine with Ashiok Reaper, which will let you draw your entire deck, while Wicked Visitor will drain out your opponents. As for your commander choice, Arietta the Charmed Apple, Narcy Fablesinger, or Zur Eternal Schemer are great options, but really any Orzhov base Enchantress deck will make a great home for this combo. You can also use some of the best aristocrat decks, such as Teysa Karlov to double up on token death triggers, or Arya First of Locthwain as a win condition from the command zone. Now my favorite commander for this combo would be Tormod the Desecrator. With him out, you'll make an infinite army of 2/2 tapped zombies. It might not be the best, but I really enjoy this commander. The last combo on this list won't win you the game. It is pretty mean, but it's also pretty funny. It's the End and Nature's Revolt. To pull this combo off, you'll need to have Nature Revolt in play, and then you'll cast the End, targeting an opponent's basic land. Because the End doesn't specify non-land cards, your opponent will have to exile all basic lands of the same type you exiled with the End from their hand, graveyard, and library. Like I said, it is a mean combo. If you want to take this further, include ways to recur the End from your graveyard. Archaeomancer, Regrowth, or Eternal Witness are great options for this. And of course you can just copy the spell with Dualcaster Mage, Galvanic Iteration, or Howl of the Horde. As for commanders, you'll need to be in at least Golgari to have access to both cards. My choices would be Cody Voracious Codex or Niv Mizzet Supreme, since they're 5 colors and are generally Spellslinger commanders. But you can also play a lands-based deck that won't mind your lands becoming creatures, such as Gitrog Monster, or if you want to try Jund, do Soul of Windgrace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.